So last week, one of my black belts in Arizona, one of my students asked me about wrestling and about footwork and said he felt that it was one of the areas he needed to work on a little bit more as a student of martial arts and in combat sports. So this week's Tuesday, Technique Tuesday, tip of the week is going to come from wrestling. And the drill I'm going to show you is just called stance motion. It's a very basic drill that most wrestling coaches use at the beginning of their practice to warm their wrestlers up. So first thing we need to go over is proper stance. There's a few different kinds of stances, and then how to move, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. Some basic shots, down blocking, sprawls, motion, and then I can get into the drill. So basic wrestling stance, what I call a square D. Square D standing for defense. Square meaning my feet are even. I want to get down kind of right here on my hands and knees, and I always tell my wrestlers they should be low enough to touch the mat. Okay? If they're way up here, they're going to expose their hips. So I want to get low enough so I can touch the mat. And good distance when I'm wrestling someone, I should be able to reach their shoulders. Elbows are in, okay? Neck is tucked in, knees are bent, and I'm on the balls of my feet. So that's your basic square stance, okay? From the side, if I get into a square stance again, I kind of start by bending my knees, a little bit more than shoulder width. Elbows down here is pretty good, so I'm low enough to touch the mat. I can reach my opponent. Hands are out to protect. Weight on the balls of my feet, and I'm light, and I'm ready to move, okay? It's my square stance, okay? Staggered stance is more of an advancing or attacking stance. And that's just bringing one leg back. Now that's your preference, whether you want to go with a left leg lead this way or with a right leg lead this way. Okay, I'm right-handed. I've always preferred to wrestle with my right side. Kind of taught myself to wrestle both ways so that when I'm doing my boxing and my striking standing, I could easily drop into a wrestling stance. Okay. Key point here is just like the square stance, your shoulders stay square. So unlike most combat sports like boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, Kajukenbo even, karate, where the body is turned sideways when the leg's back. In wrestling, we take our square stance and I step back, but my shoulders and my hips are always square to my opponent. Okay, so I can take my square stance from my staggered stance, from my square stance into a staggered stance here or into a staggered stance here. Okay, I don't want to get too far behind here, my legs way back here. I just want to step back so I can use this as my driving leg to push forward when I attack. Okay, or if you're a right leg lead, I get my square. Okay, staggered stance is right here, chest over my knee, knee over my toe. Okay, I like to check just by resting here. Again, I'm low enough to touch the mat. If I have to bounce, that means I'm too high. So I'm going to be down here. My stance, hands ready to attack, protecting that lead leg. If I reach with this hand first, make contact, dig for an uppercut, or make contact, pounding the head. Here, my square stance, I push off. Sorry, staggered stance, I push off of this leg. Okay, so that's your square stance and your staggered stance. Okay, motion, if you're coming forward, small steps. I want to stay in my stance. So I'm here, square, take small steps if I come forward. I stay square, back. If I circle, short choppy steps, short choppy steps. Okay, from here I can drop step right into my stagger, or this is my stagger. I can also level change here a little bit more, drop my chest on my knee. Boom, there's your level change. Okay, that's a little bit of side to side, forward and back, and circling. Now, if you're in your staggered stance, you don't want to walk forward. In other words, if I'm a left leg lead, I'm always a left leg lead. Whether I'm moving back, to the side, or forward. I never do this. I never do this. I come out of my stance. Okay? So if you're a right leg lead, your right leg stays forward. I'm a right leg lead, I start here. There's my stance. I come forward. Stay right. I go back. My right or my left. Never cross. Somebody attacks you here, come in on a leg attack or a shot, and I'm here, I'm going to get taken down. Okay? Never cross your legs. Feet are apart, knees are bent, hands out, protecting my hips, low enough to touch the ground. Okay? It's my stagger stance. It's the stance I prefer to be in, right leg lead. My preference only. You can go left. I said I love to wrestle left. You can wrestle left side, square up. It's up to you. Okay? So you got your stance, you got your motion. You got to incorporate offense and defense. Okay, we'll start with defense. Down blocking. Very simple. He attacks this leg. I'm going to drop this arm so that he runs into my arm, and I'm going to bring this leg back. I like to just punch the mat. Boom. My down block. Boom. I just take this leg away. He's attacking this single leg. I go this way. Okay, if he attacks my other leg, I go this way. And I circle out. As soon as I down block, boom, circle out. Down block, circle out. I don't want to stay there. Okay, once I stop his shot, he might have a reshot, he might repenetrate, so I need to circle out. Okay, so a down block is dropping straight down. He runs into my arm instead of my leg. Instead of him grabbing my leg, drop this, kick this back. Down block. Okay? All right, full sprawl. Hip goes straight down. Right leg lead, right hip goes down. I fall to the hip, and I square up. Okay? Shoelaces down if you're wrestling so you can slide. Okay? Build up to your stance. Once I start getting into my square stance, again, I circle out. Okay? Maybe I go left. Maybe I go right. Wrestlers that are really good, they can switch stance on you. Okay? From the front, I'll go left leg lead for my sprawl. If I'm standing on this white line, left foot, my left hip's got to hit that. Here, boom, I got to hit that. Straight down, square my hips up on him, slide back. My hips should end up here on his neck. My hands are on the mat because I don't have an opponent, but if my hips are in and I want to post, this part right here, right on their hips. Stop their forward momentum, block their hips. Block hips, slide back, build up. As soon as I get up to my stance, my hands come off the mat, I have to start circling. I could look for my own shot, okay? I could look for an easy snap down, go behind, spin, easiest 2 points in wrestling. Snap, go behind, okay? Now that's defense. Sprawl, square, build up, circle out, okay? Left leg lead, same thing. Sprawl, square up, build up, circle out, ready to shoot. Staying in a good stance, whichever stance that is. Okay? All right, offense. I'll go over a couple of simple shots. Double leg, right leg lead. Okay? Low enough to touch the mat. Lead leg step, reach with these hands. Boom, elbows tight. Never like this. That's no good. Never like this. You get caught in a cow catcher. Shoot my hands tight. Nice and compact. Okay? On the level change, chest over my knee, lead leg step. My penetration step, I push here, this knee goes and I wrap. Boom. As soon as I wrap, when I step up, this back leg does a windshield wiper. We call it a swisher. Boom. Here, I come up and I run straight across. Boom. Dump them that way. Okay? They say turn the corner, doesn't mean run in a circle. Straight in and then off at almost like a 45, almost 90 if you're good. So I'll shoot this way. Level change, step and shoot the hands, penetrate. There's my double. I step up, this foot swishers. Boom, there's my angle. Elbow deep. Here I come up, notice my butt's down. Shuffle, boom, dump them. Okay, if you're a left leg lead, it'll look like this. If you have an opponent, left knee touches the mat, left shoulder in their gut, left ear on their hip. That's on step 2. So I level change. Step 1, boom, I attack the legs. 2, I'm in on the legs. Here, see my back foot swisher? Behind the knees, left knee, left shoulder, left ear, if you can imagine that. Then I come up, boom, I'm strong. Shuffle, shuffle, dump. Or I go down on the mat with them. Keep the legs elevated. Okay? It's left leg lead. So that's a double. Single leg. You can do a very simple snatch single. That just means I'm going to step, I reach, I'm going to lock right behind this knee, and I just pull it in. It's not even a shot, it's just a snatch. Here, here, boom, pull it in tight. Here, boom, pull it in tight. When you pull it in tight, wrestler's grip, no thumbs. Here, here, elbows to the ribs. There's my grab. Here, if I see a leg right there, I'm going to step, snatch it, boom, pull it in. Okay? You can shoot a straight single. Foot goes on the inside. I step like I'm throwing a hook. Boom here. So you call this the master position. I have my forehead pressures into his ribs. I drive this one up. Usually bump, come back, elbow deep on the ankle. Okay? You can visualize that. Last 2. Sweep, single. It's one of my favorites. Okay? I step to the outside, and when my knee goes down, I'm going to turn 180 degrees. So I attack this leg. Boom. Lock, and I drive this one. So I need you to imagine this. There's a guy right here, he's standing like this. I'm going to attack this leg. So I step to the outside of his foot. I'm gonna shoot this around the bend of his knee. I drop my knee outside his foot, and I turn. Now I'm on the side of him. My forehead's in his left ribs, I'm going that way. I drive up. Okay? Sweep single. It's one of my favorite shots. And then, of course, the high C, which gets into a fireman's carry. Just like a double, except I'm going to turn the shoulders. Instead of square, I'm going to go this way. This is what we call an overhook. Goes right here, behind the tricep, above the tricep, actually, closer to the armpit and the deltoid. I'm going to pull this, duck underneath, so those triceps on my neck, shoot in between the legs, and go down to the ankle, or I can come up for a fireman's. But the step is like a double. So I get my inside tie here. Maybe I got wrist control here, grabbing the wrist. Okay, or I'm just posting so my shooting hand's free. I'm gonna penetrate here, boom, pull this down, okay? So again, get my tie, level change, shot, boom, I catch that leg. That's his right leg, boom, switch to a double. Okay, or I can hit a fireman's, shoot in here, boom, catch that side, and I dump him this way, bang. Okay, again, shooting a fireman's this way, boom, and I go this way, bang. Okay, so I got a fireman's or a high C, high crotch, double, snatch single, sweep single, defensively, blocking with the hands, footwork, circling, down blocks, and sprawls. Okay, this is a good 2-minute drill. I would say do it 3 2-minute rounds, or in wrestling they're not called rounds, they're called periods. Do it for 3 periods, a full match. Be able to stay here. If your legs get fatigued and you stand like this, it's an easy shot for the guy. Okay, so here's our match. I come out to my color, I shake hands, boom, I'm ready to go. Right away, pressure. Keep that hand low. My hands go up here, my legs are open. Lead hand is low. I'm looking for wrist control. Pounding the head, circling. I'm looking for outside step here, outside step there. Level change, boom, there's a shot. Finish. Back to my stance. He shoots on me, down block. Circle out, down block. Circle, sprawl. Build up, circle out, stay in my stance. For my shot, there's my sweep. Boom. Try that. Bring it up. Boom. Easy takedown. Back in my stance. Low. Fake shot. Fake shot. Circling around, looking for my shot. There's a black zone right there. Boom. Bang. Okay? So, stance motion, try it out. Wrestling is a solid base. Go get it.